Scott here with a day in the life of an HVAC tech. Just leaving a customer's house, and the problem was that she was hearing a loud noise coming from the downstairs furnace, and she was hearing it from her kitchen. And we turned the system on, and she asked me if I heard the noise that she was hearing, and I said, no ma'am, the only thing I'm hearing is the dishwasher, which was running in quiet mode, was not loud. The dishwasher was barely audible, but I heard nothing coming from the indoor blower indicating that there was a problem. I also went over to the return and to the supply duct to check and see if if I heard the noise coming from there. She described the noise as a jet engine, which that was, the word that she used to describe the noise, and it probably was or is louder to her than it is to other people, but to me it was not a loud noise. It was just a very quiet noise. I actually had to get down to the floor, put my ear to the floor to hear the combustion blower motor running. And we had been there February 2nd of this year for a similar issue, and she had mentioned the loud noise. But the issue that time was also a gurgling issue, which was coming from the condensate or the inducer draft motor, which for a 90% furnace, the condensation or the 90% furnace creates steam, and the steam runs back down through a 2-inch PVC pipe and back through the condensate or through the inducer draft motor into the condensate drain through a collector box or through a P-trap, a little trap. And there was no issues with the drain working at that time. So anyway, this problem was not a issue where I could hear anything, so there was nothing I could do. Everything was working fine. When we turned the heat on, it was putting out sufficient enough heat, about 115 to 120 for the downstairs from the supply that I checked. And then also she had a secondary issue, which was her upstairs furnace, and she said the same thing. It wasn't getting sufficient heat. It was over the garage, and she said it felt cold, colder than the rest of the rooms. The problem is that room does have 3 outside walls, so it would be colder than the rest of the house, but I was getting 128 to 130 coming out the vents. So I had no issues as far as the unit being able to get enough heat to that room. And actually, the system was blowing very well. So anyway, just kind of giving you an update on my service call today. I have another one. I'm going to change out the P-trap, or I call it a collector box, but it goes up underneath the 90% furnace, or wherever, this one happens to be horizontal, so it goes underneath. And I'll replace that out. The original one was cracked, so water was dripping into the pan, and had to change the float switch out because the float switch did not trip to turn off the system when the water filled up into the drain pan. But that's an issue that that was happening before. This time I'm just going to put the new collector box on there, or trap. So anyway, Scott with a day in the life of an HVAC tech. Hope you enjoyed the blueberry muffins. Check it out on Mayo Clinic Diet Cookbook. You can subscribe to the newsletters, or they'll send you recipes for healthy eating. And so I made the blueberry muffins. They were actually raspberry muffins. Should have been raspberry, but I didn't have any raspberries, so I made blueberries. So anyway, Scott with a day in the life of a heating and air conditioning tech. Hope y'all are doing well. Have a great day. and we'll talk to you next time.